Okay, today I would like to show you and to explain to you how you can create a beautiful sweater that is knit top down with raglan lines, and how to make calculations to create it and be happy with the result. Okay, so to begin with, you need to ask yourself a couple of questions and to be able to answer them. First is how many stitches I need to cast on for my neckline. Okay, so to answer this question, you need to calculate your gauge. Okay, and gauge is simply a density of your knitting, and it just shows how many stitches you have and how many rows you have in a 10 by 10 knitting swatch. Okay, so you can either knit like a 10 by 10 swatch and then calculate it. In my case, I can just check my gauge by just putting the centimeters over the stitches, and here my gauge is 1.5 stitches in 1 centimeter. So I put the centimeter over here, I knit I put the centimeter and I counted how many stitches are in 10 centimeters, and then whichever number you get, so in my case it was 15, I divided by 10 and I received a total number of 1.5 stitches for in 1 centimeter. And it's very, very important not to round this number because you may end up with a smaller sweater after you knit it. Okay, so the second question is, how wide should my neckline be? So now I know that my gauge is 1.5 centimeter stitches in 1 centimeters, and I don't so I gonna take my calculations from there. So first of all, you need to determine how wide your neckline going to be. You can do either by measuring the neckline of your favorite sweater, or you can measure the circumference of your head, and if you want it a bit if you don't want it to be too narrow, you can just either not to deduct anything, any percentage from that number, or for this sweater I just deducted 10%. So that's how I ended up with my stitch count here, 72 stitches. So my circumference of the circumference of my head is 54. I turned it into stitches, and then after that I deducted 10%. So that's how I ended up with this number. Okay, next is you need to know how to redistribute your stitches between the back, the front, and the sleeves. Okay, because you don't want your sleeves to become very, very white from the very beginning, because you're gonna start making raglans increases here and here, and so that's gonna widen your sleeves. You want to make sure that you won't have that, and that's how we are going to do it. So I'm going to show you on this example here. So I've got 72 stitches on here. Okay, so I redistribute my stitches like that. I allocate 30 for back, 30 for the front, and then 6 stitches for the sleeves, for each sleeve. Okay, now if you want to lower the neckline of your sweater, you would need to do it by completing a couple of rows using the German row technique, which is basically turning your work back and forth around in the back area and coming to the front, and this will increase the row count for the back, and that's how the neckline is going to get lower. Okay, so the general rule is to make to create 5 centimeters back that is 5 centimeters longer than the front. Okay, so in my case, because it's an oversized sweater and it's a bulky yarn, I just did less than that, so I did 3 centimeters. So, and the German rows are, I'm going to show you in my next video how to exactly complete this using the German rows technique. Okay, now you need to, so let's say you've done for me 3 centimeters, it was 6 rows, and then without German rows my knit count was 72 centimeters, and with German rows I ended up having 96 centimeters, stitches, 72 stitches and 96 stitches on my needles. Okay, that is +6 here, +6 here, +6 here, and +6 here. Okay, now the most important question is how long I want my raglan line to be. And that is because we are making the increases. So how many increases do I need to make to achieve the sweater width that I want? Okay, and that is done using a very simple method. So you take the measurement of your bust. Okay, in my case it is 93 centimeters. Okay, then you measure your arms. Okay, so my bust is 93 centimeters, and then the circumference of my arm is 24 centimeter. Second arm is 24 as well. And now you need to add a couple of centimeters for a better fit. So for me, this sweater is oversized and I need to add 10 and over centimeters more to create this look. So, and I'm going to add 10 because we're gonna add, actually there will be a bit more because we're gonna count later on the number of stitches for our underarm, which is 7 stitches here, and it's another 10 centimeters that's going to be added to the body of the sweater and to our sleeves. Okay, so this number comes to 155 centimeters. So now I go back to my gauge, which is 1.5 stitches in 1 centimeter, and I time this number by 1.5, which gives me 217 stitches. So 217 stitches, this is how much I need to have before making underarm increases for the body of the sweater. Since we already have a number of stitches here after we completed after we lowered the neckline with German rows, I need to do the following. I know that I have 96 stitches here after I did my German rows. So I ended up somewhere here, okay. Now I take my 217 stitches and I deduct 96 from this number, okay. And that is 136 stitches. This is how much I need to have. So that's how much I already had. And this is how many stitches I need to still get to by making raglan increases to create a sweater that I want, like an oversized sweater, okay? So since we have 4 parts, the back, the front, one arm, the other one sleeve, the other the second sleeve, so we need to divide this number by 4. 136 divided by 4, it is 34 stitches, okay. That means that 34 stitches will be 34 more stitches I need from here to here. So by making increases on this side and making increases this side, then 34 stitches will be needed for here and here. 34 stitches for here and here, and 34 stitches for here and here. And that is 17 increases for my size that I need to make on each side of the raglan line to get to the total number of stitches for the body of the sweater, for the sleeves, okay, and for the back, okay. Let's say I worked all the way down and made 17 increases here. And since we're making increases in every second row, okay, it is going to be 17. So here is divided by 2 equals 17. 17 times 2, okay? That is the number of rows that I need to work down to get to my 17 increases, okay? So let's say I've done 17 increases and I'm right here, okay? So now I need to make sure that I have enough room here to join my front and back and sleeves, okay? So I need to cast on extra 7 stitches. So it can be a bigger number, but in my case it is 7 stitches because, see, I just missed some stitches here, so that was my mistake. And so in my case, in order to fit into this 2x1 rib pattern, it's 7 stitches, okay? In your case, can be 10, can be 5, but for the oversized sweater, it's better to be the number to be around 10, okay? And that's it. After you join, you get 10 stitches, 7 to 10 stitches here, and then 7 to 10 here. You join the work in the round, and you continue to work down for the length of the sweater that you would like to have, okay? After that, what you're gonna have left is just you would need to pick up the stitches from the underarm and to work each sleeve separately, okay? And there you go, guys. So you have it. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.